back at another abandoned location, and this time I'm not alone. I'm joined by fellow YouTuber Kyle. He's on there as Exploring Nomad. He's also making a video today, so check out his channel. You'll find the link down below in the description. Alright, so with that, let's get to exploring. Now the reason this video is titled Partially Abandoned is because these two buildings here are giant fan houses that are no longer in use, but the tracks themselves are active and used on a daily basis. These are some giant steel fans. All right, let's make our way inside. Must have been the power supply for it. As you can see, they had lighting in here. This looks like it was probably the motor or shaft that spun the fan. That looks like it's almost a gigantic chain. I almost guarantee that's what propelled the fan. And it's probably 12 to 15 inches wide. And you can see my hand, the size of it. I mean, it's a large belt or chain that powered this fan. And you can see right there, that gear rotated it. Looks like somebody's been staying here. And this right here that we're looking at is the large air duct that blew all the air into the tunnel. And this is very similar to what you would see today in a warehouse or a building where ventilation units blow through the air ducts to channel the air to certain areas, and that's exactly what this is. So let's take a look around the back side of it. All right, what we're looking at here is not only an area where it sucked the air in, but it looks like the access point for the maintenance of it to get inside to probably oil the gears and inspect it and everything else. And this is the manned entryway. You can see it's protected by a large fence. So let's get inside there and take a look. Here's the other end of the shaft where the chain was spinning around inside there. But here is the fan. It's like something you don't see every day. Those large metal sprockets. And those fins on it to blow the air out through the opening there. That's thick, heavy gauge steel. Surprisingly, it's in relatively good shape. There's some surface rust on it, but it's sort of being preserved inside this little building. There's just a look from the outside looking in. And this here is the side where it sucked the fresh air in to blow it down the tunnel. We were just showing the other side, which was the fenced off entryway. This is the opening for the air. So at some point there may have been some kind of covering or gate over it to protect it from people just wandering in there. And it's identical on the other side too. Now when we're entering this portal here, you'll notice some wood lining on the side. And this covered the whole interior of this metal structure right around that metal frame. And what it did is it provided a funnel for the air that came through that duct right there and blew behind the wood down the tunnel. It's hard to tell from the camera perspective, but this is a funnel-shaped portal, and it gets narrower the deeper you go to channel the air through there. And this is a pretty long tunnel, so those fans had to be pretty powerful to blow the air all the way out. And this is the remnants of the wood. Now looking up here through the tunnel, you can see the concrete facade up there with 2 dates on it. And that was the most recent upgrade to this tunnel, and that concrete was put there to support Route 54. Now, as I mentioned before, this is an active railroad. Trains do use this, I believe, if not once a day, more than once. So if you ever do come here, use extreme caution. Try and find out the railroad schedule. We were told 9 o'clock this morning was the last one, and there may be another one this afternoon, so you're kind of rolling the dice if you go down this tunnel. Even though you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, it's still quite a distance off. I'm going to zoom down there just to show you. The camera's even having a hard time picking it up, it's so far away, but that's the other end of the tunnel. I'm going to zoom out just to show you. You can see here there's different types of lining for this tunnel. Not only is there concrete right here, there's stonework, some brickwork, and the deeper you go, it just turns into rock from the mountain. Right above us is Route 54. This kind of reminds me of the movie Stand By Me, where they're trying to cross the bridge, and all of a sudden halfway through the train starts coming and they're literally running for their lives. And hopefully we don't replicate that today. This is like solid bedrock they cut into here. Here's a look back. That's where we just came from. And as I turn around, you'll see it's pretty dark in here. This is without my lights on. All you can see is the light at the end of the tunnel. So if you had to run through here, you would probably trip and break a leg or something else. I have 2 lights here today, and it's barely casting any beam down the tunnel. There's some metal piping there, conduit. Got water running on the one side of it here. It was so quiet in here, I probably should have used my exterior mic because I could hear the camera focusing. It's that quiet in here.
Hopefully it stays quiet in the train rooms.
Yeah. All right, we're going to continue on down the tunnel, and I'll pick you back up when we get to something interesting. Just came across this built into the wall. It's some sort of concrete marker, the number 2 on it. I pray to God a train doesn't come because there's literally no room on the sides to hide. So we're just going to continue on down. There's some reinforcement plates drilled right into the rock. Same thing they use in coal mining, which isn't surprising for this since this tunnel is used to transport coal and to intercept a coal vein later on down the tunnel here. Hopefully we can find it. This area here looks pretty interesting. It changes color and material, and there's a little stream of rust coming through the rocks. It's pretty neat as you work your way in, you just come across different layers of rock and stone and sandstone and different colors. A lot of water leaking here. Another marker, marker 10. Here's some more reinforcement up here, a lot more. If you can see on the track here is a pile of rubble. I'm assuming this obviously fell from the roof of the tunnel. And that's why they have this reinforced steel up here supporting it, just so it doesn't collapse and break loose. And you can probably tell, or maybe not with the camera, but the roof of this tunnel is all covered in black soot, and that is from when the steam locomotives used to pass through here. And even today with the diesel engines, they produce a lot of black smoke too. So it's just heavily caked with soot. Now just to show, that's where we came from. We're not even halfway through yet. I'd say we're a little more than a quarter of the way. And we still have all that distance to go. It's eerily quiet in here. There's a loud echo you might be able to hear through the microphone. All you basically hear is your footsteps echoing, water dripping, and yourself breathing. It's like a dead zone of silence in here. All right, guys, we came to something really cool here. And I heard about this in a different video, but I didn't think it was actually here, so I saw it with my own eyes. But this tunnel cut right through
It goes up and all the way around.
abandoned mine workings, and I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit. That is a coal vein that they stripped out, and it's an open shaft right there. Let's see if I get a little bit closer to get a better view. They have some like metal tinning just around the edge to stop anything from falling. But this was active mine workings at one point, so when I drilled this tunnel, as I noted with the subtitle, they went through a shaft. And I believe that's called a stope, if I'm not mistaken. It's just a narrow passage where they mine the coal out of it. It's basically only high enough to crawl through it. And if you look up here, there's some shiny material. That's coal right there. There's a coal vein. Hopefully you can pick it up on the camera, but this is really neat to see. It's just almost halfway through the tunnel. I don't know how much of it would be visible, but there's a clear shot of it. And it works its way down right to the bottom here. There's some channeling or chutes or whatever they are. But it's just an exposed area that was part of a mine slope at one point. That's really cool. Another thing I wanted to mention that Kyle spotted, that these markers are most likely spaced every 100 feet. And if that is accurate, there should be 35 of them, as the tunnel is listed as 3,500 feet. So we are nearly halfway at this point. I don't know if you can see our breath in here. It's kind of much cooler in here, I'd say. There's some unique material up there. Might be coal, maybe, I don't know. If you can see these little smooth shafts going down, those are from the drill bits. When they drilled down, most likely dynamited the rock away from the face of this rock. They're all along here. Most likely they used pneumatic drills, possibly just hand drills. I'm not sure what they had back at that time, but that's a lot of work to cut through all this. It's solid rock. So it looks like they would have started on this side and worked their way across to this side, as there's no drill markings over here. They just blew their way across, or vice versa. I could be wrong. But since these are still visible, I'm believing they worked their way from this to the opposite side. But if anyone knows accurately if that's how it works, you could let me know in the comments. I'm just trying to use my best assumption to this. It's a huge rust pile of stone there. It's not even a pile, it's actual stone just covered in a layer of rust or acid mine drainage, which is very notable for coal mines. You can see the track is a rust color here, but even though it's used daily, it's always getting a fresh coating of it. So marker 18, we're more than halfway through. I'm going to give you a look from behind. That is where we started from. We're just over halfway through. And we're going to finish our way out to the end.
Definitely been, seems like a couple of days that the train hasn't been through here.
Yeah, it seems like it. I gotta tell you, I wish I was able to fit in there. That just looks like it goes on and on up towards the surface. So that was an upgrade shaft or uphill shaft that most likely does have an opening somewhere on the surface, because there's a really strong breeze coming through. So it's somewhere in the mountainside that opens up to, and it would have continued in a downward slope this way. And you can tell they had to reinforce this whole area just because it was a open chamber for the mine shaft. But right now I'm going to shut the lights off and we're going to show just how dark it is in here. We're kind of standing off to the side of the tracks here so you can't even see the tunnel openings. You can see a glint of light showing through, bouncing off the surface, the roof of the tunnel. But I don't think the camera's picking it up. But if you ever come in here, bring lots of lighting. That's all I like to recommend, bring lots of lights. So I'll get the lights back on here. I guess I have dual lights going right now. And it's just barely enough light to show everything that's in here. Let me see on this other side here if there's any kind of opening. Oh, wow. If you guys can hear me, I'm kind of holding us through the wall here, but this is the other side of the mine shaft. And it looks like it just keeps going. That is really neat. I have to say, it's one of the coolest parts of this tunnel so far, just finding that. They said it was here. I didn't actually know there was a hole to even see inside of it. I thought it would have been filled up or caved in, but it's a completely open mine shaft. Look at that. Holy what the hell is that? Oh, it's full of water.
Oh, is it?
That's just like a little side chamber here. I think, let me see if I can get a vantage point. Yeah, that's the back side of the mine shaft tunnel up there. And it looks like this is maybe another stope or winds that went down. And there's coal lined along the walls here.
It stops right about here. Can't tell how deep it is, but a lot of times they say don't mess with still water because it'll
It's holding in
the gases and everything.
We're making our way out the other side of the tunnel. It's quite a long walk. But there is officially light at the end. You can feel warm air coming through here. It's marked at 34, so it's right around 3,500 feet. Not far off from it. Here's the back side of it. There's a date marking up there, 1916. So that's the last time they worked on this side of the tunnel. All right, we're making our way back in from the opposite side of the entrance, heading back towards where we started from. And same thing as on the other side, there's different layers of material working our way in. So once we get back to the coal mine area, I do want to highlight that one more time because I'm just fascinated by that stuff. And then we'll wrap it up at the end. All right, we're making our way back through the tunnel where we started from, and I just wanted to highlight this area one more time. This is where the mine shaft came through here, and they actually broke through when they made this tunnel and sealed it off with brick walls and this concrete or stone lining, or a combination of both. So I want to give you guys one more peek through just to show you what's through the other side of these walls. You have no idea how bad I wish I could get in there. Oh wow, it goes way up.
Is it straight up?
It goes like that way, uphill. They both go uphill. It's kind of strange. Maybe this was like a bottom area where they joined. There's all supports up there on the ceiling and timbering up there. Me and Kyle just commented that this possibly could have been a loading area for the coal cars, since both these slopes come down to this meeting point here. This may have been like a chute area or a gravity slope or shaft where they loaded the cars, maybe at some point. Or this could have been at the bottom level to the inner workings. Here's the other side. Yeah, they both go up the same direction. Like that one goes kind of parallel to that wall. Same thing this one does. There's just a really strong breeze coming through both of them, which leads me to believe that they do connect at the surface somewhere. You can just see the size of this place. There's comparison to how he's standing there. How tall are you?
6'2".
He's 6'2", and no offense, but he looks like a dwarf standing there.
At least 20 feet high.
25 maybe. It's almost like a cathedral in here. It's just curved, high ceiling here and walls. It reminds me almost like an old subway tunnel area. And you can see up there, there's another opening. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Look at an exposed area there where they mine the coal out. So at some point or another, this was an active mine area. From what I read, yeah, from what I read though, that the mine was non-functioning at the time of this being built. I think they were in other areas at the time they made this, but they may or not have used it just around the time they built this, because they're pretty exposed and worked areas. And this may have been a level, as mines are known to have different levels, like the 100 level, 200 level, usually it's how deep it is. And this may have been one of the levels that these slopes come down to. I could be way off, but it's just my guess on it.
Because who knows how high the mountain is above?
Yeah, you got to put that into consideration that we are under Buck Mountain, which is a full-size mountain that goes along Interstate 81. So there might be thousands of feet above us. We don't know. But it is really unique and awesome to see this, though, because unless you walk in here or work for the railroad company, you wouldn't even see this. But the good thing is there is good ventilation in here, not only with the openings from the portals of the tunnel, but through those openings in the brick wall, there's a strong, strong breeze coming through. I'd probably say around 10 miles per hour, if not more. So, all right, we're going to continue outwards. I'm going to show you that area where there was worked one more time, and then we'll get to the end, and that'll be it for this video. So, I'll catch up with you soon. All right, we're back at the little mine working area here that we first came upon, which I was mistaken as a sealed off area, but this is just more workings. Just having a hard time picking it up. Wish I had a spotlight on me. Those are old coal mine workings, probably dating 1800s. It's just an open vein going right up there. Probably connects at some point with those tunnels that we saw. And those sealed up tunnels are probably about, how far down would you think? Do you think?
We're at 16.
What was that around?
600 feet.
Okay. So it's not too far away, maybe just over 100 yards, maybe 200 yards at the most. Yeah, it's all little supports up there. That's maybe 3-4 feet high, so it's just crawling space up there. These are definitely tough working conditions. All right, guys, we made it back out, and that was the look of the Mahanoy Train Tunnel. This is a really cool location. I'm glad I got to check it out. I actually found this location from another YouTuber. He goes by the name of the Wandering Woodsman. He travels a bunch of areas across Pennsylvania showing things like this, and state parks and coal mining things, and a lot of unique things you might not see in Pennsylvania. And that's how I found out about this location. So look for him on YouTube as well. But just want to give a special thanks to Kyle for coming out with me today. What's your channel name again?
Exploring Nomad.
Exploring Nomad. So make sure you check him out. Yeah, bring a jacket because he was a little cold. It's nice and warm out here right now, but in the tunnel it's probably about 20 degrees cooler. But hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and we have more locations in store like this. And the only unfortunate part is we didn't get to see a train today. I think we missed it by a couple hours. It would have been cool to add that experience to the video, but maybe another time we'll come back and revisit. But again, make sure you check out Kyle's channel. It'll be down below in the description. Hit that like button as always, and we'll see you on the next one.